Hello and welcome to our museum tour. Today is the 7th of March and today we were at the Museum of Chatteris.
It's a small museum and it's just moved premises, so they're still busy cataloguing and sorting out all their artefacts.
Unboxing everything and
Yeah.
finding homes for it.
But it's an interesting little museum. They've got quite a good collection in there actually, and the staff, the volunteer staff in there were more than happy to talk to us, weren't they, and provide us with any information. We'd like to give a shout out to the volunteering team actually, because they have won the very prestigious Marsh Awards for the East of England 2023 Marsh Awards for best volunteer team in museum learning. So congratulations to all the volunteers of Chatteris Museum for that. That's something quite spectacular. So,
yeah, they've done a lot of work, not taking away anything else from any of the other museums, but they've really helped. They have a very different kind of approach of trying to make sure that they show a lot of the exhibits in a fresh and constant changing, evolving format. So they're not like some of the museums where a lot of the stuff is quite static, whereas there they've got a bigger space and they just bring in lots of different things. So it's always staying fresh, and they very much gear it towards having children there and being very much interactive or very hands-on as well. So it's a very different kind of museum. There's a different kind of feel or approach that they have.
Certainly a good museum for families to go into. They've got a display. It was really quite funny actually. One of the displays of the new things they've got in there are video consoles from when we were younger.
from our childhood.
So we're now feeling very old because some of the things that we had are now in a museum. So.
Yeah. And today's exhibit, the new exhibit is a coffin.
It is. Yeah.
It's not exactly something you expected to see.
No, that was that was interesting. They've been gifted. I think it was a hand pulled hearse, I suppose you would have called it, a cart. And to showcase how this cart would have worked, they have now got a coffin. We did ask them to make sure that it was empty, and they did promise us it was.
Yeah, but it's a lovely collection. They've got lots of childhood stuff. They've got lots of prehistoric stuff. They've got an interactive, not interactive, but a tabletop model diorama of what the Fens was like, so you can see the kind of the heights and levels of the landscape before the draining or during. It's quite sort of early on, so you can still see the high grounds where all the towns were and the sort of the Fens and
areas,
and it's got sort of there's more coming. There's another part to the Fenland draining exhibition to come, so be interested in keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, well, we'll be going back once we know that that's up and running. They've also got an interactive, almost like a computer that you can go on, which has got archived material, archived photos and things on, which was quite interesting to look through as well. So
just going through the agricultural side, just looking at the photos are from late 1800s, and it shows a lot of the styles and techniques used by the farmers, and we're kind of going, well, that's probably not really changed for the last 200 or 300 years.
No.
The techniques are still exactly the same thing, so we know that the style of dress and the techniques for agriculture haven't changed dramatically enough so that we can use that as a basis for when we're doing our research and we're actually developing farm life and as we're going telling the future and the stories.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting little trip. We managed to get a DVD from them as well. They're selling these DVDs.
Yeah, only a grand price of £2.50.
Yeah,
and it's the Fenland Stories, and that's from the www.fensmuseums.org.uk, and that's.
So we will be watching the DVD later. It's got some quite interesting little stories on there, hasn't it? So
I think they're using a lot of kids to tell the stories, so they've got different stories from different places.
It's animation based, doesn't
different
it?
museums. So it looks quite interesting.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun little DVD to watch, though. Yeah.
So yeah, it was an exciting day. It was, considering how small it is, it's the staff are enthusiastic. They'll talk, they'll go through,
and they're happy to show you anything if there's something that they haven't specifically got out. They were happy to let us know what they've got. So
and they're looking at introducing ancestry.com, like a workstation, so that people can come in and start doing sort of personal heritage and family stuff. They're very big on finding your family and who lived in your houses and stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good little trip. We've got one more museum to visit, which is Denny Abbey, but unfortunately we can't get to that yet because it's currently closed for the winter season. So we will be visiting that as soon as possible. But
so it'll be at least another month before we get the next
there will be a little delay
video.
in
But that's
one.
the last of the 10 museums from the Fenland area.
It is, yeah.
And we've learned so much from everything that we've done so far.
Yeah.
These museums so far, and it's surprising how much information has been gleaned from each of these locations. Each one has led to something else, and it's been. I didn't realise there were this many museums.
No, me neither. Or that the museums held as much content as they do. Every museum we have gone to has been packed full of information, and like you said, has led us to something else and led us to another museum. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind of the Fenland museums, but if you get a chance to visit them, then they're well worth a visit, all of them, all of the ones that we have gone to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's it.
That's it for today.
That's it for today. And so the next museum is Denny Abbey, and that'll be in a month's time.
Yeah.
But we have other videos out there following the research and documentation of the documentary that we're doing at the moment, so feel free to have a look at them.
Yeah, and keep watching this space.
Bye for now.
Bye.